Okay, now we're going to work on this screw that's down here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit Z for the zoom tool. Make sure the scrubby zoom is turned off. What I want you to do is I actually want you to get a pretty close box drawn around this screw. Right here like that. Boom. You will now notice that it's quite pixelated. So we're going to zoom back just a little bit. I don't like to work on where I can see the individual pixels if I can help it. I'm going to go Command minus sign up here, or for the Windows users, Control minus. So I'm going to hit that. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Now we want the elliptical tool. So you can hit the M or Shift M until you get the ellipse right here. And we're going to start in the middle. And when we click and drag, what I want you to do is I want you to hold down the Option key for Mac, Alt key for Windows. So first we're going to click and drag. And now I'm going to hold down the Option or Alt key. See how it goes to the center? Like that. Now if you hold down the Shift key, remember you can, it will keep it like more like a circle as well. Alright, so I'm just going to get it to the point where I'm going to let go of the Shift key here, and I now need to let go of the mouse first. Now let go of the keys, and I'm going to move this around a little just to make it better centered on the screw. Perfect. Now, notice that the mouse did not change to the little scissors. And the reason why is because we're still in the selection tool. So I can move this selection all around. Undo. There it is. By the way, undo is Command Z or Control Z. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to the corner of the box. So resize for the screen. Command or Control 0. Great. V for my move tool, and you will notice that my transform controls are turned on. In actual fact, what we're going to do is we're going to leave them off just for a second. Now what we want to do is we want to move the screw to this bottom corner down here, in this area right here. But if, when we have the move tool, which like I said was the letter V, we move this, see how it's got the scissors? We go there, it is way too big. Doesn't really work, does it? Okay, so what we're going to do now, we want the transform controls. Now you may have wondered, why did I turn them off? Well, one of the reasons why I turned them off is because sometimes when you move something, you accidentally grab one of these boxes and it warps, changes the size of this. So that's why I had them turned off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this corner and we're going to move on in to make it fairly small. And I'm going to resize. And there it is. I probably should have zoomed on in, as a matter of fact. I think I will do that. I got to get out of this tool first, so clicked on the check mark or hit return. Z for zoom. I'm going to draw my box around there. There it is. Back to the move tool, which is V, and I have these guys. There it is. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to put this in the middle. Remember, I can use my arrows in order to move it around. Super. I like that. Check mark. Command 0, and we'll deselect by and actually I'm turned off my transform controls. Command D will deselect. See that? Great. Looks good. Next, we want to zoom out. So you're in the zoom tool, Command 0 or fit to screen, And what we're going to do is we're going to copy this screw onto the other 3 corners. Hit V for the move tool, and this is a little different. I want you to hold down the Option key and hover over top of the screw. See how it turns to 2 arrows? That means it's going to copy. So you hold down the Option or Alt for Windows, and you click on it and you drag, and then we position this in the spot that we want. Awesome. Now here's another little trick before we copy this across to the other side. We're going to hold down the Option key or the Alt key, and we're going to drag it across, but then I want you to hold down, while you're holding down both the mouse button and the Option or Alt key, hold down the Shift button, and you will see that it snaps into place. And basically what that's doing is that is keeping that vertical line. I'm going to position this. I'm going to let go of the mouse key and then let go of the other 2 buttons. Same thing. I'm going to do down here. Hold down the Option key and the Shift key and click down. You see the little purple guideline that's showing me too where that is. Okay, and I will let go of the mouse key and then the other 2 buttons. Awesome. If I want to move it around, I can still use my arrows and that kind of thing. That's great. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is save your work, Command S. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to crop this so that we don't have any of this work area here. We only have the top part. And I want you to deselect. Go Command D or Control D. And I do want to show you how the cropping tool works. So I'm just going to quickly show you something here. So if we grab a section just like that, and then we go to the cropping tool, which is the letter C, which is over here on the tools, the cropping tool. See how it's going to crop just the part that is selected. If I hit return, we would then just have that part. Undo. All right. We don't want that. We want this rectangle right here. So what we're going to do is, rather than the selection, we're going to make sure that it says ratio up here at the top, where before you may have noticed that it said selection. All right, so I'm going to deselect right now. Command D to deselect, and then we are going to click on the cropping tool again. So I hit the move tool, and then I jump back into the crop tool, and the default is to pick everything. All right, well, that's nice. Especially, there is no ratio, you'll notice, that's up here. If you've got something up here, you want to clear them. Get rid of those. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to drag this bottom right here. I want to leave a little bit of white. Have sort of just like a natural little frame around there. And a little bit of white there. Bring it down here. And here. There it is. Nice. You can change your different settings to make this transparent or not. All of the crop settings are up in here. And here's your opacity, so you can change how much you see and that kind of thing. I think that I like that crop. Under Delete Crop Pixels, we have this box checked right now, and you should have it checked. But if you wanted to keep the information in there, then you would uncheck it. We want to delete it. We don't want the rest of that work area. So there we go. Make sure Content Aware is not turned on. All right, check mark. Excellent. And there we go. We are done. Command S to save your work, and please make sure that you submit this on Google Classroom. Thanks very much. Bye.